back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports War. And we are back. We got the full crew in the house. That is what it's all about. The Yankees, out of any team in the league, are the best equipped to handle a blow like this.
I think there is a higher power at play here. He's due law of averages. That dude is the ultimate scrub. It's trash. Yeah. Every person you have in there is fucking trash.
Next game, you're going to see a big performance. You can see it in the end of the game, and I'm just totally stoked and excited for this.
And we are back. Welcome to another edition of the Sports Report here on a Thursday, the morning.
That's right,
of
baby.
the first round of the Open Championship.
Not the MLB.
It's Barnes, it's Tony, and it's Zach producing, making his Sports Report debut.
That's right.
How's it going, brother?
Talking to me? Talking to Zach.
Zach?
I'm doing well.
Yeah, push me to the side. Why don't you?
Ready to get going?
Yeah, excited to get going,
Yeah,
dude.
you could tell he's jacked up. Gonna be a outstanding show as Tiger as part number 2 here. So even through 2 for Tiger Woods, and it's great that we have this feed right here.
Let's go.
Showing shot by shot, hole by hole, the feature group there with Tiger Woods, Patrick Cantlay, and of course the third golfer in that group is Xander Schauffele. So I mean that's a power group if I've ever seen one, Tony.
Yeah, honestly, I would say so too. A great featured group there. I mean, I guess who do you think is least likely to make the cut here out of those 3?
So I mean it's got to be Tiger, obviously. And I have to say, I mean, obviously good start, and we've seen some carnage on this course today, and we'll get to that in a second. But conditions, seeing Tiger bundled up with that neck thing, he's gonna do terrible. Because he just his back acts up in cooler weather, and we've seen him miss cuts at the Open before. I hope he does well. There are some golfers who, I mean, he'll probably finish higher than that are considered a lot better than him at this point in their career. But I just don't see how he I can't remember the last time I saw him navigate through a cooler day with success.
No, definitely not. And I think, was it the Masters that had the wind? Or no, it was it was. I think the Masters where the wind was picking up. He was having a really tough time, some rain. I mean,
remember it 2 years ago too when he had to withdraw after
that's
he made
right,
the cut
dude.
as well.
Really tough to see him kind of have to go through weather like this again. But again, I mean, I don't know. He does look a little bit better, I would say, than he has in the past few tournaments.
And I think his swing and how he's feeling is probably better. I just think this kind of sets him back. That being said, though, as he hits his tee shot on 3 here, looks like it's right down the pipe. A cool, misty day. I know there was some rain earlier. I'm not sure if it's still coming down now, but that's going to find the center of the fairway. But he is a 3-time champion golfer of the year. I believe it was 2000, 2005, and 2006. So, he's been through this before, obviously not, in the condition that he is, given the accidents, the leg, the back, but he wants it more than anybody. And I do think that conversation and that call out by Colin Montgomery really got him fired up for this tournament. Yeah,
I think so too. I mean, listen, Tiger is as competitive as any athlete's going to get, obviously, he clapped back, he said what he wanted to say. And, I'm sure he heard people defend him and whatnot, but at the end of the day, I mean, that had to have pissed him off. That another golfer is coming out and saying
especially
this.
A major less golfer.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're talking to a 15-time major winner.
Yeah, no, yeah. I mean, obviously, a little bit out of pocket for him to say that, but like you said, Tiger doing pretty well right now. We said he's even through what, 4 holes?
2 holes.
2 holes.
Yes,
okay.
So he just teed off on the par 4 third hole, 368. Cantlay on the tee now.
Patrick Cantlay.
Get to a leaderboard update and just talking about some golfers who have finished their rounds so far. But before we do that, we do have some comments to start with.
Of course we do. Matthew Gabriel's in the house who says, yes. And a nice big let's go from him as well as Josh B.
Josh B.
What up, fam?
Boy.
Anthony Materiello in here also says, let's see. Let's go, Zach. Wow, dude. Look at him going, dude.
Into the fescue on number 3. So that'll be a tough second shot there.
Into the where?
fescue.
Into the fescue, dude.
The high grass, the brown grass.
Wow, dude. I actually never heard it referred to as the
I actually
fescue.
hadn't heard about it till, I don't know, maybe 6-7 years ago. We were playing golf, me, Pooch, a couple of his buddies from work, and one of the guys just randomly said fescue, and he hadn't heard of it either. And then it turned into this whole thing where the guy's nickname became fescue, just because of how ridiculous it sounded at the time. Normal golf term.
Wow. Maybe
But
I should start calling you fescue. But nonetheless, we have Josh B saying, ooh, Zach and my mother in the house saying, good morning, boys. I'm sure she's pretty pumped to see us on this Thursday. It is her off day. So
there we go. I hope she enjoys her off day, and we appreciate having her here. And, it was funny, Gaming Corner last night, I was commenting, starving, still haven't eaten since then. So I could really go for like anything your mom would put on the table right now would be absolutely outstanding, I have to say.
Undoubtedly, dude. Yeah, I think she called me yesterday, maybe it was, and we were talking menu for next weekend. Dude.
Oh my god, I'm so excited for that.
We definitely, I believe I locked in lasagna with garlic bread and
lasagna
salads.
For everyone.
Yeah, lasagna for everyone. Literally, will be that. And then she wants to talk some meatloaf, I think, too. But I was like, all right, it's gonna be a long weekend. We got play by ear, whatever. I know my dad wants to do like a barbecue the next day or whatever.
I said, it's just one of those things like where you don't even need to think about it. You just know it's going to be fire. So, I mean, that's awesome.
Oh, I'm so nothing like a home cooked meal.
Yeah.
Oh my God, dude.
Eyes closed.
And by the way, Zach, I don't think I'm able to throw up comments. So as we read them, you can just pop them in there. Because I don't know. I'm trying to work all StreamYard on the phone. The phone just not the same,
Yeah. Just okay.
What do you got here in Tiger?
No. They're showing the leaderboard. I don't think it's frozen. I'll just, for some reason it appears. Okay, no, it's not. Okay.
It appears to be frozen.
And your mother says, "Thanks, Brian." Of course. Definitely excited for next weekend. That's for sure.
Absolutely.
So this has been a very surprising morning for me, just in terms of the results. And we'll start top to bottom. And Justin Thomas got off to a great start last week. Same thing here, 62 last week. Today he settles for a 68, but that puts him at the top of the leaderboard here. One shot clear of 4 golfers, including Alex Noren, Nikolai Hogard, Justin Rose, and Russell Heenley. Definitely surprised to see JT at the top. And I know he started strong last week, but given the conditions this morning, the rain, the coolness, and just the fact that he really ended last week so poorly, I did not expect at this point to see him with the low round of the day up to this point.
Yeah, no, definitely not. And you talked about what his performance was like last weekend, where he did come out kind of firing. At what did he even break top 50 last week? I don't even think so, dude.
Yeah,
I know. I got a little tough on the Wi-Fi here. It's loading up right now. Oh, hold on. Tied for 62nd
after the first round. Embarrassing.
Yeah, so 62, 72, 71, 71. So I mean, I guess it's great that Thomas here is at the top at 300 under 300 at 3 under. But I mean, how much does it really mean to me right now? Probably nothing.
It's crazy. Because Justin Thomas, he's a 2-time major champion. He's obviously won a lot on PGA Tour. It's like, who are we to doubt him?
Right.
But
Tiger.
At the same time, it's just one of those things where very hard to see him, holding up here. Just in terms of, continuing this pace and to actually be near the top, at the top, by the time, we get to Sunday. So, be interesting to see how he performs. But 2 names that pop out to me are 2, as Tony would say, grizzled vets.
There we go.
Both in their 40s. Tied for second, Justin Rose. I think he's a name to watch. He's won a U.S. Open before. And always seems to find himself in the mix, at these bigger tournaments. That's a guy I could see winning this, especially if these type of, uncertain conditions continue. A guy that's played in many Open championships before, I could see him contending. And also, Adam Scott was runner-up last week. He shot 1 under 70 today. He's a veteran who's played in all these major championships over the years. Of course, won the 2013 Masters and has played a slew of Open championships. I expect him to be in contention as well. And those could be 2 guys that were very much so off the radar, as Tiger looks like he misses the green here. So he's going to be in the fringe, but it's like an uphill fringe on the back of number 3 here. Puttable, but how can he control it down that hill? We'll have to find out. But I think those are two guys, especially seeing some of the names that are at the bottom of the leaderboard, that certainly could be, in contention here. These veterans, honestly.
Yeah, no, I actually love that Justin Rose call. You mentioned the wily vet here. Rose, I don't know if it's a theme here for you, but born in, Johannesburg, South Africa.
Yes,
actually.
South Africans, Ernie
Els, Brian. But the man from England here, 43 years old, one top 10 finish this year, which is kind of tough, but it was the PGA Championship. And honestly, I think, looking at his scores here, it starts off kind of tough. So, I mean, obviously, this guy had a late stretch surge at the PGA, I think down at like a 64 in the 3rd round. I mean, he's the type of guy who, if you do, leave him lingering around this leaderboard, he could steal a Sunday victory away from you. So I like that veteran call there with Rose.
Yeah, absolutely. And just going back to the comments for a second, did you talk to Matthew this morning about like the horseshoe in the Mets game or something?
Dude, maybe, dude. Matthew Gabriel officially the second half of the MLB season. So wild. Let's start off right tonight.
I can make a guarantee the Yankees will not be losing tonight.
Yeah, they will not be losing. Nobody will be losing tonight, dude.
And then Yuki Matsui, who I believe is a reliever for the Padres, comments here and says games don't start until Friday.
Idiot.
That's a little strong there. I don't know about that.
Interesting how he threw the idiot in there, but the little 1-0. Yeah, put the numbers in there.
A little strong.
As if he was going to get flagged for spelling out the word idiot.
Yeah.
But obviously kerfuffle on my part predominantly.
Yeah, not
really.
Yours.
But yeah, my fault. But I mean, what? Shout out Matthew for falling for it. Okay, how about that?
We'll give him a pass on that one. But yeah, so moving down the leaderboard here, Sepp Straka actually just picked up a birdie. So, and Matthew says, "Hey, Matsui." Sepp Straka, though, with a birdie through 8 here. He's 2 under now, so he's tied for second, 1 shot back of Justin Thomas. So, does he find himself in the mix? He says, "Thanks, bud. I'm sorry. I'm such an idiot." Always appreciate Matthew with the one-liner.
Oh, yeah, dude.
I have to say. But moving down the list here, you have Chris Kirk, who had a very much so resurgent season last year, and I believe won the Tournament of Champions earlier this year.
Correct.
Been kind of quiet recently, but he puts together a 1 under round of 70 here, so he finds himself in contention. And then you also have Jason Day, who's only through 6 holes up to this point. He's 1 under. So it'd be interesting to see if the former PGA champion can find himself in the mix. Eric Cole is 1 under through 6 as well. You have a Riley Souza favorite in Minwoo Lee shooting even. And that's a guy, Tony, that I feel like we talked about really, I guess, a lot when Riley was here. Seems like we haven't mentioned his name much. Kind of has been disappointing recently, it feels.
Yeah, I feel like he's always like kind of like a middle of the pack type of guy.
Yeah.
Like just lingering on the edge of like being okay and good. So like you kind of mention him, you kind of see him a little bit, but I don't know. I mean, I don't know. I haven't seen a ton from him where I'm like impressed or anything. So.
No. I expect him to win more by now. Is Tiger a sidewinder for birdie? And he makes it to get to 1 under par. The crowd must be going nuts there. What a putt for Tiger on the fringe, downhill. If I had to give you footage there, I would say that was 20 to 25 feet. What a shot. That is. He's smiling as he picks up his ball. So he's riled. Tiger moving to 1 under par. That's going to be a story to watch as they show this replay again. Took it way outside, and it comes back to the center.
The sidewinder.
What a shot for Tiger there. I know it's only through 3 holes, Tony, but does that, kind of give you some Tiger optimism at all with him picking up a birdie here on 3?
I mean, again, I know you jokingly say, only 3 holes through. I mean, not for nothing, dude. He seems the loosest and most dialed in as we've ever seen him start off a tournament. You know, has he ever started off to the first 3 holes under par?
I mean,
It's been
it doesn't
while,
seem like
I feel,
it,
right?
Yeah, like, oh no. I mean, I'm sure he has, but then it's quickly followed by a bogey. That's usually the issue.
So let's see how he responds here on 4.
Yes,
What's
absolutely.
Hole number 4? Is it like a 500-yard par 5 or something?
Let me see if this will show me. Okay, so it's a par 5. Not sure about this scorecard doesn't show the distance. Let's see if we click on it here. Okay, so it's almost 600 yards, but it's saying it's only the 17th hardest hole on the course. Scoring average today just over par at 5.05 strokes per hole. So we'll keep a mindful eye there. Cantley missed a birdie putt. Looks like he should be able to clean up for par. Xander from about 17 feet, let's call it, for birdie here, looking to move to 1 under, currently even, tied for 15th. Putter back, ball going towards the hole. It looks like that's going to be left outside, but it's trying to come back, and it comes up just short, maybe a rotation short. So Xander will remain even through 3. Moving down the list here, a couple notable golfers. One that we don't really talk about, mostly because, he's on the LIV Tour. He doesn't qualify for all the majors. Joaquin Niemann shot an even par 71. He got that special invite to the Masters earlier this year. And I think there would be, a lot more conversation about him if he was still playing on the PGA Tour. So that's a name to watch. The golfer from Chile. Does he have an opportunity here to try to pick up his first career major? Tony Finau, your sleeper, even par. And I think given the conditions here, and being part of the early group, Tony, I don't know about you, but I don't think anybody today, especially if you were going off in that morning wave, are going to complain about an even par round today.
No, I don't think so.
Cantley missing the par putt, so we'll go to +1.
I think we've seen a lot of these scores already, a lot of finals, a lot of Fs here on this score sheet. And I mean, a lot of guys they're even, they're 1 under, they're 2 under. I mean, the leaders are 3 under. So obviously, these first few groups having a tough time with the day. I don't know how the weather's going to pan out for the afternoon and stuff.
I was thinking it's supposed to clear up.
I would imagine
it still looks pretty dark at this point.
Yeah, it's kind of tough, dude. But nonetheless, obviously making for some good golf. And honestly, I think after the past few tournaments too, where we've seen very, very low scores, like at the Travelers, even at the U.S. Open, right? Too, I think we saw a lot of very low scores. It's nice to kind of see a little change up.
Yeah, and especially the Open. In the past, when I was watching the Shark documentary, actually, they were showing. I think one of the tournaments he won, he was like over par in the last round, leading. So we haven't seen an Open like that in a while. It seems like the golfers, maybe just because they're so good, have been well under par. But like you said, it is kind of nice to see that other side of things and to see who comes out on top, and maybe that lends to somebody like that we're not expecting, like a Tiger, like a Justin Rose, like an Adam Scott. To be able to possibly win this thing. Obviously, we are a long way till Sunday, so we'll have to see what happens. Moving down the list here, a bunch of golfers at even who haven't played many holes. McCarthy even through 7, Davis Thompson even through 3, Hideki Matsuyama even through 3, Shane Lowry even through 1, Matthew Fitzpatrick even through 1. Then you get to the pluses here. So you have Thorben Olsen shooting a +172, Matthew Pavone +172, Robert McIntyre +172. And moving further down the list, not JT, but DJ is +1 here through 5. Colin Morikawa is +1 through 2. Cameron Smith bogeying the first hole, so he's +1. Scotty Scheffler just got underway. He's +1 through 1. You have Abraham Answer, who shot a +273. Former Open champ in 2018, Francisco Molinari shooting +273 as well. John Rahm shooting 73. Last year's champion Brian Harman shooting 73. So obviously a common theme here. Tons of golfers over par here. Aaron Rye as well +3. And you move further down the list here. Gary Woodland's +2 through 9. Billy Horschel's +2 through 8. You have JT Poston +2 through 5. And then you have Patrick Harrington, who's won the Open twice, I believe in 07 and 08. He's +2 through 4. And then, further down the list, you mentioned Keegan. He's +3 through 17.
That's right.
One of your sleepers, Luis Oosthuizen, +3 through 8. As Xander looks like he's first off the tee here. This tee shot looks favoring the left side, and it is just going to hang on in the fairway. So decent way for him to start. A surprise to me here, Ludwig Aubert +475 today. Really did not see that one coming. As well as your pick here, Victor Hovland +475. So a tough start for him. As Patrick Cantlay, fresh off that bogey, is on the tee as we speak. But Victor and Ludwig, pretty surprised to see them that much over par to start.
I mean, I would say so too. When doing my research for the tournament, I know I picked Hovland, early on. I was kind of confident in him. A lot of people weren't, because of his play, around the green. But I mean, Aubert, very surprising.
Yeah, he's been so steady.
He was a top favorite to win, But it is interesting, dude, because, we talked about, even yesterday, days leading up to this tournament, you saying how we will get an older player to win, perhaps even a no-name player. And you look at, the two hottest, youngest players are very low on the leaderboard after the first round.
And the grizzled vets are in conversation. It would be something if JT could win. It's crazy how, I mean, he's one of the most, I feel like ruled out round one leaders in the midst of a major that I've had in a while. I just feel like it's not even on the radar, Tony. I feel like he's a lock for 3, 4, 5 even over par tomorrow.
Yeah, I mean, it's tough to argue against that. We saw it just last week, But I mean, I don't know, man. Watching his game, what do you think he has to do to just?
It's just general consistency. It's mental. I don't think it's physical because we know what a good golfer, how much talent Justin Thomas has. That's why he's a 2-time major champion. That comeback that he had in the PGA a couple years ago, I mean, that was truly remarkable. I think 8 shots back at the start of the round.
So what was his other major?
We won 2 PGAs.
Really? Back-to-back years or
no? No, they were spaced out. That was Southern Hills was the last one, though.
How many years in between? Do you know each one?
I want to say it was 5 or 6. Okay. Pretty good mark there.
Right.
So it'll be interesting to see what he can do. I'm sure he'd love to of course add another major to his collection. Moving further down the list here, Sungjae Im, a disappointing +576.
Yikes.
A personal favorite of ours, Shub Hankar Sharma, +576. Former Open champion Zach Johnson +576. Stuart Sink +576.
Jesus.
Tommy Fleetwood +576. Bryson DeChambeau +576. Tom Kim +576. And Max Homa +576. Needless to say, tons of talent here near the bottom of the leaderboard.
Kind of crazy. Yeah, Max Homa, another Riley guy here. Obviously, Riley can't pick golfers, but
of course.
But yeah, it's tough. I mean, do you think it's just a testament to this course, to this atmosphere, conditions? Yeah,
wet,
that's
windy,
crazy, dude.
dark.
Man, that's nuts, dude.
So yeah, it doesn't look. I mean, obviously, we have a long way to go, but it doesn't look like we're on our way to a winner being 20 under, like they were back in 2016.
And I think as the weekend goes on, Sunday, it's supposed to be rainy, terribly rainy.
Yeah, so, I mean, it's gonna be
worse.
I think we're shaping up. I mean, obviously, stuff can change, but for the winner to be over par here, which we haven't seen in a little bit.
How long do you think it's been?
I mean, I know that U.S. Open. I mean, I guess Open Championship. I could look up here.
Wow, so funny. I just opened Twitter and PGA Tour tweeted an hour ago. Then and now, 35 years ago, Ernie Els made his Open debut at Royal Troon.
Struggling so far. We haven't got to him yet, so just to give you an idea of how. All right, so the last winner here to be over par was Patrick Harrington in 2008, Tony. And that Open Championship was held at Royal Birkdale. So needless to say, that was some time ago. And of course, the weather plays a big part in that. So we'll see. Like I said, it is very early, and I guess because we were just going through comments and talking here, as we actually have some breaking news courtesy of Matthew after he says, "Kev, do what it do." Randall Cobb has retired, which is obviously a good thing.
Yeah.
Needless to say, he should have retired 3 or 4 years ago.
Easily.
So the Jets, will go with someone more capable at receiver. Also, Kev Dew saying, let's go. We want the smoke. Baseball tomorrow. Can't wait. Matty G, what good, my guy. Barnes, Tony, Mike, Renee. Hi, guys. So
it's
good
pretty
to hear
jacked up,
from
huh?
him as always, Tony.
Mm-hmm.
Further down the list here, we also have Will Zalatoris +5. He's on 18 now. So not a strong start for him. The champion golfer of the year, the last time the Open was held at Royal Troon, Henrik Stenson, just made the turn at +5. So a disappointing start to his tournament. Lucas Glover, Sahith Theegala, both shot +677. So that will put them behind the 8 ball here as Tiger is hitting his shot from the fairway. So we'll see what he does. Iron in hand, so I would imagine this is a 3-shot hole for him. They have the sideways view now, so it doesn't have the distance, but I'm sure they're going to spin this around to behind woods to see what type of shot he can hit here. It's his second shot. It doesn't say yardage. Looks like that started out as a low stinger. He's looking this through the air. They have not shown the flight of the ball. I don't know if there was problems tracking it or not. But they have not shown where this shot is. I mean, he doesn't look too concerned. But this is when you wish you had the volume on to hear what they are saying here. But that maybe the tracker on openchampionship.com will give us the answer to that. Let me see here. So I don't know if this goes shot by shot or it doesn't. Okay, so shot 2 fairway. Shot 1, 322. So, okay. So it looks like it looked like he hit it right in the fairway as a layup shot, and just judging, from this, map of the hole here, looks like he's, a wedge in the middle of the fairway. So obviously that's all you can ask for. As it looks very misty here as Xander preparing to hit his second shot. As the ball is in the air. And I think it's so windy, they can't even do the shot tracker. That one, they do track the ball, and Xander finds himself in the middle of the fairway, a little past Tiger's ball. So be interesting to see how these players navigate this par 5. But as we move further along here, further down the list of leaders, one thing that I was surprised about, where is this here? Well, Ricky Fowler +6 through 7. How about Rory, Tony? 78. I know we weren't, not we, because I picked him, but you were not expecting him to win. But I don't think anybody had him penciled in for a 78 here in round 1.
No, dude, that's really bad. I was looking at a score sheet, 1 birdie, a couple double bogeys. Obviously just never really had. I think it was, bogeyed the first hole, and then it was just nothing good for the next 17. And I'm really surprised, honestly. Like you said, though, I didn't expect him to win by no means, but I mean, normally you do see Rory coming out with a good first round.
Yeah, I mean, at least the very least par on a day like this.
I know, dude. At least to be it, exactly. Hold your own, and he didn't even do that. But I don't know, man. I mean, again, do you think it's just a victim of the conditions right now? There's got to be something else going on, though, dude.
And then the reconciled marriage.
Come on, dude. Nothing's good.
There's a lot of stuff on his mind. Obviously,
that's really a shame, dude. This is honestly, quite frankly, embarrassing. Like, it's almost like Tiger should obviously be like, oh, I don't know if this guy should be really embarrassing himself out here.
Yeah. So I mean, maybe just because it's so brutal out there that Rory can rally and make the cut tomorrow. But obviously,
do you think so?
To do. I mean, at this point, no. But it remains to be seen how the rest of the day plays out and how tomorrow is. Yeah, that's high. And speaking of too high here, Ernie Els, unfortunately, Tony, +6, shooting a 42 on the front 9. He did par 10. And is playing the par 4 11. So Ernie with some work to do here as they're showing Tiger's major finishes, 60th at the Masters, and then the missed cuts at the PGA and the U.S. Open. So looking to make an open cut for the first time in quite some time. Will he be able to do it? We will see. Moving further down the list, we had the 97 Open champion at Royal Troon, Justin Leonard, a disappointing +9 for him. A player who resides on the Champions Tour at this point. You have a couple amateurs here, Jasper Stubbs and Gordon Sargent, who was the low amateur at the PGA, +9 through 17. You have the 2004 Open champion, Todd Hamilton, shooting +11. And speaking as +11, as Tiger shots in the air, he looks down, so I don't know if this is a good shot, as it is on the putting surface, and it will hold. But he's got probably 50, 60 feet there for a birdie. So we'll see if he could 2-putt from there. But John Daly also +11, Tony, 82. So unfortunately, it doesn't look like we will get to see 4 days of John Daly.
Don't think so. Didn't expect it. So I was doing some research into Rory, dude. Just the way people were talking about. They said that he just was overthinking every shot and just everything. He was just not. And every decision he made just seemed to be the wrong one in terms of judging the weather, the course, and everything. People are not talking very good words about him. Never win another major. Huge waste of talent.
I mean, what are your thoughts on that?
I mean, waste of talent is interesting. I mean, the guy's still out there. I don't think it's a waste of talent, I suppose. But I mean, I don't know, to see this significant fall from grace. And I mean, we're not even talking about someone who, succeeded and plateaued. I mean, this has just been like a free fall. I feel ever really, like for I don't know, maybe 4 seasons now, 4 years, 3 years.
Yeah. I mean, it goes back a while. But it's funny. It was only 2 years ago, but that Open at St. Andrews feels like it was 10 years ago where, he was in position, but Cam Smith got on the heater.
Yeah.
Kim Young had that eagle on 18 to have him ultimately finish third. That seemed like, wow, this is his chance and all of that. And here we are 2 years later, still majorless, 10 years, and looking like we're going to be moving on to 11 years next year at the Masters.
Yeah, dude. It does seem that way. And I mean, I don't know. I think it is more of a mental thing. I think it's just like that hump. Like you said, he had that shot. Cam Davis did go on a tear. But it's like, I don't know, it's great golfers who have the mental fortitude that will look at that and rise up, and be better, like not only just like you're not going to coast your way into a victory, there's going to be competition. It's not like you're going to be the leader after day one and just keep it up and be able just to skim by. Like there's going to be people who threaten your score and you have to respond to that. And I mean, right now it seems like Rory crumbles at the thought of that. And I think today is pretty evident. I mean, 7 over.
Yeah. I mean, you can't.
Yeah. Come on, man.
I mean, at least if it was 2 or 3 over, it's like, okay, it's a tough, windy day. Right. We get it.
But 7-0, like you're lost.
Yeah. It's over.
It's over.
It's not quite the 80 that he opened up at Portrush in 19, but
almost.
Yeah, almost. And I was looking here too. I was almost confused. I thought it was going to be playing even tougher than it is at Royal Troon, but we do have that alternate event, Lake Tahoe. But that is the modified Stableford scoring, Tony. If you could give me 5 minutes on that.
And what is that?
No, have you heard of it or no?
Scoring? No, never.
So they do this for like the American Century Championship, which are you familiar? Because he's a former tennis player who's won some titles. Marty Fish. He's like in his early 40s. I don't know if he has any major championships,
sounds familiar,
but he like retired from tennis and actually has become very good at golf and does like he won because like the American Century. I don't know if you saw highlights this past weekend, but they have it in Tahoe, right in the lake. The boats pull up to the green. Wow. All the celebrities do it. Steph Curry won last year. I don't know if you remember. He like ran down.
I do remember that
hole in one and stuff.
I do remember that.
So Marty, I think this was his 3rd title. But that tournament does that format. So basically, I have to check the scoring, but I know it's 2 for a birdie, I think 0 for a par, and then like bogey is -1, eagles +3. So it's like just a points instead of like plus minus under par. So it rewards you for going under par more than it hurts you for going over par.
Interesting.
So that's underway, and Tiger did just hit his putt here.
I don't know if I like that, by the way.
Okay, so he's gonna have some work here. That looks like it's at least 10 feet past the hole. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, I think it makes sense for like a celebrity tournament, but this is an alternate event on the PGA Tour. And Carl Juan, Tony, leading the way right now, very early on, but only 51 degrees at Lake Tahoe. I'm sure the wind as well. So that's probably got to be pretty chilly right now.
I'd like that, honestly. A cool 51 on the lake.
Yeah. Now, in all seriousness, I've always wanted to go to Lake Tahoe. It looks amazing.
Yeah, me too, dude. They had a like an outdoor game there a few years, NHL outdoor game there a few years ago.
Right, but that wasn't the one where they had to cancel it because it was too hot.
No, they played it.
But do you remember? I forgot where that was, but they had to cancel it because the ice was melting.
I don't remember. Honestly, that may have been Chicago, ironically enough.
Chicago. That's
because I remember vaguely an outdoor game in Chicago where like the sun was out. It wasn't as cold, and because the sun was out, like it was hitting the ice and it was actually melting the ice.
Wow.
And I think the Tahoe one was pretty cool.
As Patrick Cantlay rolls in probably a 15 to 20 footer here. So that'll get him to level par.
It's kind of funny hearing that, and then you hear level par, dude.
I was listening to the broadcast PGA Tour radio, and for this tournament, maybe they do it for the Scotch, but I wasn't listening last week. They have like the announcers that are the British announcers, so they talk about like meters and just the accents and stuff. It's kind of funny, but level par is a big theme of theirs as they replay this Cantlay birdie putt.
Cantlay. I think Renee's cooking something next door. I don't know if you smell that.
I don't know. I don't feel stuffed up, or for some reason,
don't smell it. It may have not worked its way over to you yet.
What
is smell that?
A little bit, yeah.
It smells like honestly, like a bagel being toasted or a muffin or something. Renee makes like these oatmeal balls.
Okay.
But honestly, the more she describes them, it's like,
wait, but is it like a health thing?
Yeah, it's like a flourless.
So there's no sugar.
It's like I love when people do that. Oh, I made this chocolate cake for dessert.
It's like that. It's like nothing.
Yeah, it's not like it at all, actually. It's like garbage.
Well, and I always say this, like, I'll just take nothing. Like, I would rather have the real thing or nothing.
Or nothing. Yeah, literally. Why am I going to choke down some nasty ass flourless chocolate cake you made? Like, come on, dude.
Yeah.
Stop it.
Oof. Yeah, that's
does Sam ever do that? Like make you something healthy?
No, she's very like we're on the same page with that. So we don't really enjoy cooking, and we don't like enjoy imitation stuff. It's like I said, it's just
that's why
I even do it.
Don't enjoy cooking.
Do have a story from yesterday that I didn't get to share, but I just want to see Tiger look down this putt here. He walked behind the hole and now is behind his ball here as he approaches. And this is a big putt for Tiger. If he could remain 1 under, I mean, this is the type of start he's been waiting for at a major. Dude. Hasn't happened in a while. He usually gives one back. Will he be able to convert on this par putt? And momentarily, he's going to bring the putter back, and the ball is on the way to the hole, and it looks like he just skated on the right side. So a disappointing 6 here at number 4 for Tiger. He's even through the first 4 holes of his Open Championship. However, I
would have made that putt.
I mean, even through 4, I mean, I think it's such a wild card for him these days. I mean, I don't think he's complaining too much as he will head to the par 3 5th, looking to get a stroke back. As they're showing the layout of this here, very interesting par 3 where, I mean, obviously these guys aren't hitting the ball short, but as an amateur, if you were to top one, you probably would have to drop, which is pretty crazy. This is a longer 214-yard par 3, and there's no landing area other than the green and maybe 10 to 15 yards below. What's that, Tony?
No, actually, it's actually funny. I was just looking at that hole, and I think only like 63% of golfers actually hit the green.
Wow.
On this par 3.
So there's some carnage.
Yeah, dude.
On this hole.
So, and this is what Tiger's facing next?
This is what Tiger's facing next. Yep. And it's crazy. It doesn't it usually seem with him too? It's like all it takes is like one hole, and then it just kind of seems like it unravels from there. Unfortunately, maybe it won't. So. Hopefully it won't.
I hope so. I hope it doesn't. Because I mean, you were saying, as we have seen Tiger kind of, limp his way through the first few holes, and then it kind of collapses. Hopefully we don't see that. As he just par that hole, but nonetheless, or he bogeyed that hole, excuse me. I guess we'll see. Come on, par 3. I mean, Tiger can just stick one right in front of the hole. Come on.
He should be able to. Hopefully he will. So before I get to my story, one other thing I noticed here, last year's Senior Open champion Alex Sajeka is in the field. You know, you get the automatic entry after winning the senior major. He's even through 7, so there's a grizzled vet for you, a plus 50 for you. So nice to see him having a good start to his tournament. Because obviously a lot of these older guys have not up to this point. Brooks Koepka, I also, I guess, skimmed over him. He's even through 5. So, I mean, on this type of course, I mean, a decent start for him as well.
Yeah, I guess so. I expecting a little bit more. I guess.
But I'm just saying the fact that he's not blowing himself out of the water to start like Luis Oosthuizen, Tony, 6 over through 10. Pretty embarrassing.
Yeah, no, I suppose that is. And Oosthuizen, you know, we've talked about it. And maybe it was cute of me to say the dark horse, but you know,
look at the tracker though. Majors, he's a lot of runner-ups. He's finished runner-up in every major. God. Obviously, winning the 2010. It looks like Cantlay found the bunker on his tee shot. Tiger's gonna go last. So Schauffele, 2 clubs in hand right now, kind of debating where he's gonna go. While we're waiting for him to hit, though, like of course this would happen to me. I'm sure you could imagine how annoyed I was. So yesterday had an appointment and then was going right to the golf course. So kind of, you know, like rushed to get there, got there, you know, maybe 10 minutes early. So was all excited, ready to go. Had been checking the weather app all day. And we talked about that weather app not being the best. So it was saying nothing. And then I get to the course. I go to check in. Yeah. And the guy's got like the starter has his radar out. He's like, yeah, system's coming in. We're going to start pulling people off the course. So we're not going to let anybody out right now. So I'm like, okay, so like, what am I supposed to do? Like, am I going to be able to go out? And he just didn't give me an answer, basically. Oh. And at that time, I have to say, I knew that it was like, okay, I'm not going to be able to get out there. But I decided to wait for a half hour. Of course, the rain comes pouring. Yep. And then after I'm there for a half hour, he pokes his head out. I'm waiting on the porch, the overhang. I don't know if you remember, right before the first 2 years, that overhang. Yes. And then he goes, yeah, we're not going to be letting anybody out. So, of course, then I get soaked on my way back to the car as Xander will just hold on. It will while it's coming back slightly. So 10 foot there for birdie. So a great shot for Xander as it curves in. But that was so annoying, Tony. And the fact too that I had called to remove a spot, because sometimes I do that so I don't have I cancel one spot late so I could just take my own cart. Kind of ratting the system, but it's like, come on, if I go to a course and play with myself, I don't want to share a car with somebody. Stop chiefing it. Okay? Wait,
so what exactly do you do?
So I'm booking for 2. So you book it and then call 20 minutes before the tee time, so no one's gonna rebook it. Maybe they will, but most of the time they won't. So this is why it's just a group of 3 instead of a group of 4. So this is where I can take my own cart. Kind of one of those things, but come on. Like if you were going out there by yourself, wouldn't you be kind of annoyed? Like, I don't want to share some cart with some chief.
I definitely want to share a cart. That's so weird.
So, but I'm saying, so I called 20 minutes before. They don't say anything about
the system rolling in.
Right. And then it's like, I'm there to find that out. It was so annoying. Tiger. I didn't see it land.
Oh, no.
But I'm guessing it didn't land in a good spot as he slams the club. So I'm guessing pot bunker potentially.
Did he overshot it?
No, I think the wind just took it. It looks like it settled into the bunker. I don't know if they're going to
pass the green.
It won't. Level with the green.
Level with the green.
But these bunkers, man, are tough.
Brutal.
Like I don't know what I would do.
You think he ends up parring? He could.
He's not
really.
I mean, he could, but it's just like
you can't land one within.
Ernie could win, but he won't. Same thing.
Yeah, I guess so.
But that was a frustrating situation yesterday.
So then no golf.
No golf. So went to the gym, which was kind of annoying. And I had to wear cargo shorts because I didn't have them with me. And I was already soaked. And it's just but it was one of those things that I feel like you're like this. I just feel like every day, for the most part, unless I'm just tired, didn't sleep well. It's like I need to do something. So it's like I was really did not want to go to the gym at all because I was so set on golf, but just grinded out the elliptical for a half hour. So it felt good. But then to top it off with the annoying theme, then I'll do the sauna. Oh, wait, there's tape all over it. And it says something like hazardous material inside. I don't know. What I can't think of what that would be. I don't understand.
I mean, I don't know. Maybe there was a malfunction in there. Maybe someone did something they weren't supposed to be doing in there.
But if they threw up, they're really going to say that there's hazardous material. It's like a weird sign to say. Like, why wouldn't you just say sauna closed for maintenance? Like,
yeah. Oh, well, maybe they couldn't find that sign.
But right, like, so that stuff was annoying.
It's kind of weird. You should ask, honestly, next time you go. Hazardous material? Like, should I be nervous?
Yeah.
Is this sauna radioactive? Like,
and then after that, picked up Remos, and it's tough because
I just complain about that.
No, but I am just curious if this would be enough for you. I don't know. Have you seen me get the chicken balsamic before?
I want to say yes.
It's like the two pieces of chicken. You kind of get the size, like your average piece of like what it would be a chicken parm type of piece. So 2 of those, okay, with sun-dried tomatoes and roasted eggplant and a balsamic sauce, but no pasta. Get the broccoli rabe instead. And let's say you only had a protein bar all day.
No,
wouldn't even be close to enough.
No,
like that's why I said like an appetizer on the gaming corner.
Yeah. So it was 2 pieces of chicken cutlet.
Yep, and then just mixed in with little pieces of sun-dried tomatoes and roasted eggplant balsamic sauce, and then a side dish of broccoli rabe. You'd be starving.
Yeah, probably within like an hour and a half of that meal, if you want to call it that.
And they always have to tempt you as Tiger. Wow, it looks like he's having an uneven stance out of the bunker here. This could be tough.
Oh, bless you.
Thanks. But they always have to tempt you with the bread. But I don't even know if this is the worst angle I've ever seen. He's hitting this ball sideways and he almost falls. And he hits it over the ground the other side. Oh, this is going to be an absolute disaster. So it was so steep, he couldn't hit it straight. He had to hit it sideways. So, I mean, he's going to be lucky to save bogey. And he kind of slipped after the shot. Like I said, unfortunately, I could see this being the start of it. They're showing the replay here. Ball does come out. I'm just looking for the slip if it was anything big. I guess he's going to be okay. Cantlay hitting next. He's fortunate to be able to hit the ball in the right direction here as he's facing the pin. But definitely a tough circumstance. And this par 3 here, they really don't leave you with any room for error.
No room for error, and it sucks, dude. We were just watched that birdie, and I could watch that honestly like left and right.
Wow, Cantlay almost chips it in, but it rolls out to about 15 feet.
That birdie putt right there looked like vintage Tiger. You know. Like following the green, knowing exactly where it is, having the confidence, the steady hand. A glimpse, dude.
Yeah.
That's tough.
It is. Like, I don't know. And especially the fact that he has to chip. Mm-hmm. Oh my God, now he has to chip over a bunker. So he really launched this ball as he's chipping now. Let's see what he does with this. Okay, so he's about 10 feet to what would that be? That would be for bogey. So he's looking at a
10-foot bogey putt,
a double bogey if he doesn't make this putt here. So +1 wouldn't be horrible, but 2 shots over par in 1 hole on a par 3, especially, definitely puts you in a precarious situation.
Yeah, you can't be doing this, dude. Especially you said precarious situation. And I mean, I don't know. You don't want to slip away too soon, too quickly, because I don't know, man. That
it unravels quickly.
Yeah,
and that's what it is.
That MC might be right around the corner here.
Unfortunately, he is sizing up the putt. So we'll see what he's going to do. Taking a step back here. It is interesting. This course does not seem to be playing any easier. We really haven't had anybody move into the top couple spots here. Just looking at who's on the course. I guess Jordan Spieth did pick up a birdie to move to 1 under. So the former Open champ, 1 under through 3. He's one of those golfers that's really just searching and dying for any type of victory he could get to really kind of put himself back on the map. Like with him, with Jason Day, with Justin Thomas, of those 3, who do you feel has the best shot of some type of resurgence?
I mean, I guess Justin Thomas.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, I know you were pretty hot on Jason Day like last season.
Yeah, he struggled this year.
But I mean, gosh, yeah. I mean, I feel like he was never really showed me anything great. So, I mean, I guess give me Thomas.
As Tiger about to size this up.
It's actually pretty funny.
Ball towards the cup, and it burns the edge again. So Tiger, +2 here through 5. What were you gonna say?
Well, I was gonna say actually, I'm obviously following Tiger on Twitter here, and it looks like Mark Rowe, while announcing Tiger on this part 3, he goes, "You look at Tiger's eyes, and you got to think there's a lot of painkillers being taken."
Kind of aggressive or no?
I
mean, is it fair game because of the DUI? And I mean, what do you think? No, I'm just.
Yeah, I guess.
Is it aggressive?
Boy, you got to look at Tiger's eyes and just think, oh man, he's been up with hookers all night. Like, come on, man.
So basically, you're saying it wasn't necessary.
I think it's a little out of pocket to say that. A lot of painkillers being taken. Like, what do you try to say? Tiger's fucked up on the course. That's why he's not doing so well.
But also, I mean, he's probably in so much pain. I mean, what choice does he have? Which is kind of sad if you really think about it.
I mean, I would think his choice is to not take the painkiller so he can be not loopy and just fight through it.
I wonder. I never thought about that though. If that's hampering his play.
I mean, I would imagine it's all physical. It's got to be all because his back can't contort certain ways.
Yeah.
He had a spinal fusion, right?
Yeah, he did. But when you take a couple Vicodin and play 18, I mean, does it affect your game at all, Tony, or not?
I guess I wouldn't know, Brian. Okay. I mean, we could try it if you really want to.
But what about even with the drinking? I mean, when you've noticed rounds where you had 7 or 8 versus you didn't have any, how do you think that affected you around at all?
I mean, I think there are shots that I am drinking that I'm loose and I make a good shot because of that. But I think overall,
worst performance.
Yeah, I think so. Because it's just, especially as you keep going, you can't stop really. You can try to keep up that same level. And then it's you forget shit. What stroke am I on? Mm-hmm. What club should I use? And you start to lose your focus a little bit. I feel like if I was drinking, I would need a caddy to be hey man, this is what you're doing, sort of deal. And then I'd probably help, I would imagine. But right now, no.
I feel like the thing that's tough for me too is just general fatigue. Yeah, that's why it's annoying and it's
a long game.
And I feel too. I don't know about you, and I don't know if I'm making myself sound like a grandpa here, but I feel like it used to be no problem, start early and then have a full day. And now it's as Xander picks up a birdie to move to 1 under here, so a good birdie on this par 3, 4th hole. But it's tough for me. I just feel I can't make it through the whole day. Starting at 12 or 10 in the morning.
Oh no!
I feel by 5, 6 o'clock, I just want to chill. It just takes the life out of me. I don't know.
I mean, I can see where you're coming from. It just depends on what I'm doing too. I have to be. If it's 5 o'clock, I got to be out somewhere drinking. If I'm drinking, I'm not gonna be on the couch drinking.
Yeah, but I just feel I reached a certain point where, exactly.
That's what you want to do.
Just chilling. I can't be on my feet for that long.
Yeah, I don't know. I couldn't tell you the last time I really drank all day.
All day. Yeah, it's been a while.
I guess probably. Oh gosh.
Beach bash.
Yeah, but that's not. I'm kind of working. I'm not really drinking. I mean,
it was a double-digit day though, but it was over a long period of time.
Yeah. It's not. But
the sun rises.
If I was there for just the event and not filming and talking to people, it would have been nonstop, dude. Literally, would have been like Kev do. Yes, it's exactly like Kev did.
So I'm looking up Jason Day here, Tony. And definitely has been a disappointing season after a resurgent year last year. I mean, he did have a top 10 at the Century, top 10 at the Genesis, top 10 at the Wells Fargo. But in the major championships, he was cut at the U.S. Open, tied 43rd at the PGA, and was tied for 30th at the Masters tournament. Not strong performances, obviously no wins here. And you look at his past couple tournaments, the John Deere tied for 23rd, the Travelers, obviously easier course, despite a third round 64, was only tied for 44th, and then was 33rd at the Memorial. So, I mean, obviously, in contention here early, definitely an opportunity, to find himself in contention if he can hold this up. But he's -1 through his first 8 holes.
Will he keep it up?
I mean, I don't think he's going to win, but I don't think it would be that crazy if he finds himself in the top 10 or 20.
Yeah, no, I guess, top 20, I think is pretty reasonable.
Yeah, it was funny. So Oh, Scotty gets a stroke back, so he's even through 3 right now. So
okay, Scotty's
world
working
number
it.
1, searching for that second major of the year.
I think that he was Thorne's pick to win.
I mean, not a bad one.
Not a
So
bad one,
obviously, we're still waiting to come back from the All-Star break here. So last night, lack of things to watch. Obviously, this tournament hadn't started yet. So I was just watching Golf Channel. Probably I watched the same like pre-tournament coverage like 2 or 3 times. Like it like repeated itself. But it's funny, you would never get it. So I don't even think it's worth having you guess. But I couldn't believe who Brandel Chambly, is it Chambly? Brandel Chambly, the guy that works for Golf Channel.
Look, which Brandon Chambly?
No, Brandel. Shambo? No, it's not Shambo. Bryson DeChambeau.
Bryson DeChambeau. Brandel Chambly.
Okay. Yeah, who he said.
Oh, okay.
You know who that is. Yes. Tiger looks like a good shot here, right down the pipe. Where will this one land? Okay, so he is in the fairway here. So we'll see if he can recover from a double bogey last couple holes here. And I just wanted to see. Okay, so so he's on the 6th hole now, which is a par 5. And this one, why is this showing number 6 or number 5?
Number 6, number 5.
No, I was just looking for the yardage. But it's just kind of one of those. No, why is that? Some lagging here. But anyway, Tony.
I'm having a tough time here myself.
620 yards. That's the hole they said is the hardest on the course. It's saying only the 4th hardest at the moment, but
get the hell out of here. That's ridiculous.
This is going the way that we kind of expected.
620 yards.
Yeah, I mean, imagine us playing that hole. I mean, how do you break a 7?
You're not.
But yeah, what I was gonna say though is you'll never guess who he said. By far, the statistics show who the best putter in the game is, and you would never guess it in the years. I'll give you 100 guesses, Tony. You never get it. I don't even know if we've talked about this guy before. We probably have, just like reading a leaderboard, so that's why.
Shit.
I don't even know if it's worth you guessing.
A guy we haven't even talked about. Reading the leaderboard.
American player. Give you that.
I mean, it doesn't really help me at all.
It kind of. I mean, it does bring some guys out of the equation. I mean, a lot.
I suppose, but golfers we haven't talked about. I don't really know golfers we haven't talked
about. And he's tied for 14th, even through 9 so far.
Oh my God, really? So is the name we mention?
Like when I
today?
say the name, I don't. I might have mentioned it, but when I say the name, you'll say like a Thaddeus Young. You've heard of it.
It's not like Billy Horschel or something, right?
No, it's not Billy Horschel.
Who is it?
Denny McCarthy.
Denny.
I feel like he's won one tournament before. Like you've heard, like in all seriousness, you've heard his name.
Yeah, I feel like McCarthy gotta.
But I guess So, but it's weird. How are you the best putter on tour, but then you like don't win any big tournaments?
When he says that though, does he mean like statistically speaking? Like he has the most like strokes gained on the green or whatever.
That must be what it is. Yeah.
I mean that's fine, I guess.
But it's like, how come he's not in contention more?
Yeah.
No career wins actually. 31 years old.
Because I mean, you putt for dough, is what they say.
Yeah,
and he's not making the
dough. He was kind of like shitting on Rory actually. And he's like, "Oh, I'm not trying to pick him apart," but he was
Chambly or McCarthy.
Chambly.
Oh my God, really?
He's saying that he's worked with Brad Faxon, but just the way that he addresses the ball, brings his putter through it, like the technique is wrong, and that's why he struggles. And he was showing like some of the legends of the game how they putt.
Well, then what the hell is Rory doing then? If that's the case, like, how does he not? Who's his coach? Where's his coach? Fires.
I don't know. I guess he's had a couple different people.
Has he?
He
seems the type of guy who would. It's his. I don't know. I feel like he's the type of guy that where it's like his dad would be his coach or a family member or something.
But I guess he's not.
But I guess not, dude. I mean, if his father's anything like him, well, maybe he's wanted to be his coach then.
Could be.
Bang.
But yeah, I'm looking at McCarthy here, Tony. So not too many top finishes. Tied 7th at the John Deere, was cut last week at the Scottish Open, cut at the PGA. Did have a 6th place finish at the Wells Fargo, tied for 45th at the Masters, and a 2nd place finish at the Valero, Tony.
So he's been around a little bit. He's been in the leaderboard up there.
Nothing great, you know?
I mean, he must be really bad, like off the tee or something. Then, right? If he's the best putter,
I guess. But it was interesting to see him really going on Rory.
I mean, wouldn't you though?
Yeah, but I don't know. It just like it's almost Colin Montgomery like in a way.
Is it though? Because I mean, I feel like I don't know. I mean, Rory's going out there, and I don't know. I feel like there was so much hype surrounding him the past couple of years, the whole live thing, and him being outspoken about, the anti-live and how some of these golfers are doing and taking the money and whatnot. And again, for a guy to have seemingly, he put like the weight of the PGA on his shoulders almost. To be like that type of ambassador, to be like pro PGA, don't go to the Live Tour. He put a target on his own back, really. And then on top of that, I mean, he blew it, dude.
Yeah,
I think he got cut at that Masters that first year back. Did he miss the cut
with the first year back after the 2022 Open?
Yeah. No. Maybe.
What do you?
Maybe I'm thinking of the
after
Open,
which
then.
tournament?
I thought it was maybe it wasn't the Masters, but it was in 2022. Maybe I'm thinking.
Well, no, I mean he almost won, and then the next Masters he missed the cut.
He missed the cut. Yeah,
so
that is what I'm thinking of. Yeah. And I mean, ever since then, like, what are we doing?
Yeah.
I mean, and this guy is still ranked second best in the world.
Right. And he wins tournaments, but they're the Wells Fargo.
Yeah.
I
don't know, man. I mean, I wouldn't be, and I guess Chambly. I mean, he golfed. He was a pro golfer, right?
I mean, he won any majors.
Never won a major.
No. Brooks -1, tied for 7th.
Koepka.
Watch out.
Yep. So I don't know. I guess we'll see, but I really wouldn't be surprised if it is Rory never a major again, never.
Looking at the top 10, so I guess that would be through tied 7th because then the next place is 16. Of these golfers right now, who would you say has the best chance to win, or who do you like, or who would you feel, who could you see going on a run the most?
That's tough, dude, because this isn't exactly the who's who, Brian.
I mean, you got JT, you got Justin
Schauffele,
Rose, Adam Scott, Chris Kirk, Brooks Koepka,
even Sepp Straka,
Russell Henley.
I don't know. I mean, Sepp Straka, I don't think so. Day, no way. Even Spieth. I mean, maybe Grillo. I mean, I feel like Grillo is a name that we've kind of seen in contention.
Searching for that first career major.
Yeah, dude. I mean, you got to appreciate that hustle, that grit right there. But I don't know. I mean, I know I said, Xander, kind of soft on him, but I mean, he's playing well right now.
Mm-hmm.
So, I mean, if you want to, in terms of guys who are on heaters right now, I guess give me Xander. Okay. -1 through 5 right now. If he keeps up that pace, I mean, he's going to be the leader. So
for some reason, I'm going to say Adam Scott.
Really?
I don't know. Just kind of a feel.
Just a feeling.
I think last week was a big confidence boost, and being a golfer in his mid-40s here to start under par.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, he's
right.
Familiar with these link style courses. I could really see it, honestly.
Now, after kind of seeing the first few golfers finish, I know it's still day one. But what do you think like the final score of the winner is going to be?
I think it's going to be like I mean, I want to say we're going to go back to the over par. I think it's going to be like +2, +3.
That's crazy, dude.
Yeah.
What did you say yesterday? Because I think we were hovering around 12 under, 10 under, something like that.
Jeez,
I think I said 14 under.
14 under, I believe.
That's crazy, dude.
I know.
If we get over par here to finish. And that's sick, dude. And honestly, like I know people were tight on, like the really low scores too in the previous tournaments, but I don't know. I don't think it should be changed. I like the disparity, to be honest.
Yeah, exactly.
Courses are different. There's a +21 week and -21 week, and then like over par, over one the other. That's sick, I think.
And you don't think so? Basically, you're alluding to, Tony, that you don't see it as like, let's say somebody wins a major this tournament, for instance.
Mm-hmm.
Like obviously this is not going to happen, but
right.
like at 20 under and someone's going to, and that's their only major up to this point.
Right.
Oh, they can only win birdie fest, but they can't grind out a tournament. I mean, do you buy into that at all? Or you think every win is created equal?
I mean, if you want to, because they're majors to make sure they're harder courses, sure. But I don't think it takes away from a victory. I mean, everyone is playing the same course. Right. So like if I'm great on a course that's hard and I win with 1 over or even par or whatever, I should be raking it in on an easier course. And then if I'm not, that's my fault. I'm not as good. You know, I don't buy into that at all, dude.
And I was looking at it, so he's gonna have some work to do. But Rory, I had it -12 winning. It's Tiger from 116, his third shot. Can he get this anywhere near the cup? Ball in the air. And it's okay. It looks like it has settled, but 20 feet for birdie. So I mean, obviously just hoping to get a par here. But then I had Cam Smith at -15 or Ernie at -8. Tiger 74, 75 missing the cut. Live golfer John Rahm, Ernie making the cut, which doesn't look like he's going to do. Hovland missing the cut, which looks like a pretty good prediction. You have Phil making the cut. I think he's hanging around right now. You have Xander missing the cut. Top Live Koepka, which is good. You have Tiger 50th +6. Ustaven -10. Finau, who is in contention here, -17. I don't know what. I guess. Oh, maybe just on the notes I didn't. But I know your winner is Hovland. I forgot what you had said. Not that it's gonna.
I believe it was 14 under for Javi.
Okay, that would make sense.
Which I mean, it could happen.
Yeah, exactly. So it remains to be seen. I feel like I don't know about you. Do you ever notice this? Like, you always will get calls at the worst time, and then when you're just chilling, like you don't get any calls. Tony, does that ever happen to you or no?
Yeah,
but you'll get like a couple in a row over the course of 20 minutes, and then nothing the rest of the day. When it's a better time to talk. So, talk to me now. You want to talk to me right now?
Dude, it happens all the time. Like when I'm about to sit down and eat.
Yeah,
like literally all the time. I'm literally like at the studio, got my lunch, toasted up, whatever, ready to go. Like someone that I need to answer the phone, like calls.
Yeah,
I'm like, oh great. And then what happens? Then my mother calls like right after. Like, oh my goodness.
No, I just want to do this real quick.
Yeah. I know you're in a rush, but we just give you have a minute right now.
You know, it's actually really funny. And I knew it because, you know, like, I guess really you probably don't. I mean, on your cell phone, it gives you like the caller ID. Sometimes like it'll say where the call's coming from.
Yeah.
So I'm at the office. Someone calls right before I'm about to leave. And then the number was like New London, Connecticut. So when you see that, I don't know. To me, that screams sales call or something.
Right.
So the guy, oh, is this the owner of the business? And I'm just like, yeah, what is this in regards to? And
Classic.
Then we actually haven't talked before. My name, and I go, excuse me, is this a sales call? I don't have time for this today. Thank you.
Yeah, dude, those are the best.
Because I don't know, am I missing something, Tony? But why do they even bother with cold call trying to sell things at this point? I just feel like it's not an effective way. Everybody's pissed off on the other end. Are they not?
Yeah, no, I mean, I agree. I feel like
Oh, just one. Sure, can I just go over this?
Yeah, like
it'll take me 10 minutes,
dude. No, dude, take me 10 minutes. My ass. Yeah, on the phone especially is tough. It's one thing if you have someone who walks into your business and like leaves a card, face to face, but the cold calling on the phone is always kind of tough, dude.
Yeah,
and you really never know, too. I mean, I don't know. I mean, I guess as the salesman, you really never know. But at the end of the day, it's like you. I mean, come on, dude.
I had to say, I mean, that's why I've always liked our model that, we just go out places if we're called. So this way, it's like you don't have to feel like you're bothering somebody. I don't know who would want to feel like that.
Yeah. I mean, do you find yourself calling random houses?
No, we don't.
Exactly. That's what I mean.
Yeah. And it's like, I don't get why that has ever became a thing. And I know sometimes it's effective, but I feel like almost the people that do that for any type of line of work, sometimes it's like snake-like, I feel like, because they try to like trick people, pressure people, dude. And like I never wanted to do that.
And not for nothing, I feel like in today's day and age where you can communicate other ways besides a phone call, like via email or DMing through social media accounts or whatever, you can get in contact with people faster, better, who are probably even more interested in what you're offering. You don't have to call random people and then like they're, like you said, they're tight, whatever it is, like a waste of time. I know, you'll see a lot of guys, cold calling, it's old school, it's the best though, but in reality, like you're wasting your time and your energy
and other people's time.
Yeah, exactly. Like there's better ways to, I feel like, try and pick up clients or market yourself rather than just calling numbers on the phone.
And you know who agrees with that? Matthew Gabriel, who says, just put on the Open at the Y, solid, the golf. So glad that Matthew is enjoying the Open. And speaking of golf, I mean, I feel like the four of us are overdue, Tony, for a tea time at some point.
Oh my God. Yeah, you said it, dude. Maybe we can try and get one in August.
Yeah. I mean, but let's do it. First week of August. Let's go. Right, Renee? Like the shirt. Juice House, what is that?
The most amazing acai bowl place in New Jersey.
Well, because New Jersey is the best.
It's in Garwood, New Jersey.
Garwood?
If I am, correct me if I'm wrong, but I believe those originated. No, I'm thinking of Pliables. I think Pliables originated in Jersey, right?
Yes, but Pliables has literally no comparison to Juice House. Absolutely none.
What's your favorite acai bowl?
There's two ones. If I'm going for like a berry vibe, I would get the Very Berry, which is blackberries, strawberries, blueberries, honey on top, obviously the acai in the bottom. Their granola is out of this world.
Granola. Yeah.
Or if I'm feeling chocolatey, I get the Nutella bowl, which is the acai, strawberries, bananas, Nutella.
I like
granola.
that one, but to me, it just feels like, I mean, should I just have an ice cream sundae instead?
No, it's a different. I mean, I love ice cream bars.
No.
Different categories.
No, different categories, but I just feel like it's almost like a fake healthy Nutella, like all the calories in that.
Wait, it's not like a.
So I'm saying, like,
they
why
also
not just have the ice cream though?
Because I'm not gonna have ice cream for. Well, I could have ice cream for lunch.
Oh my God.
You get what I'm saying, though. I for me, it's tough because I'm saying like the best acai bowls I feel like are the worst for you. So then, to me, it feels like what's the point, kind of.
It's like a refreshing summer treat. It's like a refreshing summer treat, but it's not like as not as unhealthy as ice cream.
I mean, I could be wrong here, but I feel like acai bowls are not a big theme at the Material household, or no?
No, definitely not, dude.
just taking a shot in the dark there.
Yeah, no, acai is not in the household.
But hey, I mean, I get it. Like, believe me, I get it. But I think, do you kind of agree with me too, Tony, on that? Like, it's like, just have the ice cream sundae at that point.
I mean, it's so tough.
Like,
dude,
do you eat acai bowls or no?
I don't know. I think I've, probably like some girl in the past probably dragged me to some freaking stupid place.
So you basically,
dude.
You're saying like me, you don't really enjoy an acai bowl.
I mean, it's like, why am I putting myself through torture at that point?
Exactly.
Like, why?
Having nothing instead.
I'd rather have nothing.
Yeah.
I'll just get a bottle of water, please, to go. Yes.
But again, it's juice and smoothie. I would rather have nothing. Yeah, I don't know. Juices, smoothies, it's hard.
Yeah.
I can't be excited for that. I don't know.
I mean, it depends. I suppose it really does depend. But again, like, yeah.
As we just little Renee called, she got excited for it.
Yeah,
that was a good contest. Tiger does make par here.
Thank God
the birdie
for that,
putt
dude.
was past the hole, but he does clean up the par here. So +2 through 6. But yeah, I don't know. Acai bowl. No, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, dude. I think it's just a waste of time.
Yeah.
Like, I'd rather have vegetables.
Yeah. And I don't know about you. I like vegetables better than fruit.
Yeah, me too. Definitely.
Like, I feel like fruit, I could go the rest of my life without having fruit. Like, I don't need fruit.
Yeah, true. It's fruit for me is like, again, a treat, like a summertime beach, pool, watermelon,
like I feel like
cherries.
watermelon and pineapple, and then I don't really need anything else. And it's like, yes, I like apple, but I kind of like apple just for dessert. So again, just have the ice cream sundae.
Apple ring.
But yeah, apple ring, yes. But like a whole apple, I don't know. It's like, I've never like, oh my God, I can't wait to have a fresh apple. Like, I've not.
Yeah, it's been a while. And also, like, I don't know if like maybe they do this on purpose, but I feel like I'll have an apple where I'm like, wow, this is like a good juicy apple.
Right.
And then like I won't have another one like that for a while. And I'm like, where's the consistency?
Yeah.
Like, same thing with oranges. I'm like, I'll have an orange. I'm like, this is fucking great, delicious, ripe. And then it's like, it's so tough for me to find that ripeness again. So I'm like, what am I chasing here? I'm wasting my time.
Yeah.
Nothing worse than biting into a piece of fruit and it's bad.
Ooh.
Like, and you're like, ew, dude. Like, why did I waste my time? I was kind of trying to excite myself for this, and it's just all not good, dude.
No, it really isn't. Really isn't.
So I don't know, man. It's tough with the fruit out there, especially nowadays. I mean, I don't know.
The pesticides.
Yeah, you don't really know what's going on there in the farms, and
it's a shame. Yeah. It's like they can't just like do it the way they do it in Europe. Like, it just seems so much better. Remember we talked about how they're fattening everybody up.
They obviously are. I mean, everyone talks about it.
Yeah,
everyone says it. I mean, it is interesting if you really want to dive deep about how many things we are able to have in our food here that are illegal, like overseas. Like, did you know Fireball is banned in several countries?
I do remember, but what is the reasoning?
There is a chemical in it that's in like washer fluid, I think, like wiper fluid.
So is it like
for your or antifreeze or something like that?
Does that mean like no more Fireball shots at the Horseshoe? Or
I mean, I don't know. I mean, again, I mean, who do you trust anymore, dude? Honestly,
but hearing that, does that make you not want to have Fireball again?
I mean, yes, it does, because it does cause some concern.
Yeah.
But then on the other end, I'm like, if the FDA, like, where's my trust? I mean, you know, like, I want to be able to be, the FDA says this is okay. Like, I'll be able to drink this and be fine. But it does pose the question if like other, I guess, you know, Food and Drug Administrations in other countries are like, hey, this is not good for you. Then like, what are we missing here?
Yeah. Does it just come down to Gates, I guess?
Bill Gates, maybe. I mean, I'm sure he's high up.
Should we bring him down, or you think he's going to send people after us if we do that?
I mean, in theory, if we take him down, then he's got no, like, how does some people would take him down, you know? It would be interesting if we were in charge of those sorts of things, dude.
But it just does it like always like reminds me like trying to go after him is like trying to go after Scientology. Like, they're gonna let you do that.
Exactly. You're gonna be, it's like that's the last time we ever heard from Brian Barnaby.
Jeremy Schaap.
See, it really would be sick, dude, if we were in charge. Like, if, for whatever every year, maybe someone else gets a new crack at it, because obviously nothing good is happening, dude.
Yeah, and they try to make it so complicated, but it's like, come on. Like, just generally speaking, it's not complicated. You just choose yourself to be selfish and think that it's all about your needs and establishing yourself. So fuck everybody else. That's what you're saying.
Like, it really is. I mean, of course, I'm sure we are naive to certain aspects here, but at the end of the day, I mean, I feel like if we put our brain power together, like, we're nice people, we care about others.
Right, exactly.
If we were in charge, we'd make sure everyone, you know, for somewhat, you know, it gets what they want. Yeah. And it gets what they need.
But there are people that like, oh yeah, we'll take a bigger profit margin. Right. People are gonna have health issues, probably die. But as long as we're making more money, we're okay. Crazy. Honestly, crazy when you think about it like that. That's why sports are the best.
It really
you don't have to
is
think
crazy.
about something like that.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess. I mean,
Tiger finding the fairway on number 7. So.
That's what I'm worried about. Freaking Tiger finding the fairway. Good God.
It's crazy though. Nobody is touching our leader here. We do have though. Wow. Okay. So Jamie Montoyo, the amateur from Spain, with a eagle on number 1 here. So he is -2, 1 shot back of Justin Thomas.
That's actually pretty solid.
Eagle on a par 4 to start. Must have chipped it in.
Wow, that's nice.
So a solid start there.
What's his name? Montoyo?
Yeah. And then Shane Lowry also has picked up a birdie. He's -1, the 2019 champ at Royal Portrush. 1 under through 5. The Canadian Mackenzie Hughes is also 1 under as well. Just trying to see if we really had any changes here. Doesn't quite look at it besides Scotty bogeyed number 4, so he's back to even par. Aske Bahatia or Batia. It's so hard to get away from Bahatia, honestly.
I know, it's Bahatia.
Bahatia
exactly.
Is even through 3.
What do you think about Aske?
No, he's going to be good.
Yeah.
I mean, I think he's 21 years old.
No, he's very young. He is probably 21, 22. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like I mean, maybe it will come with some maturity and just experience because he is so young.
Ernie's +8 now.
I mean, come on.
What were you going to say?
No, I feel like he has big blow up holes, like
he
specifically
does.
On the green too.
Yes, he does.
And I don't know, man. I mean, again, who am I to really say? But the way they putt with the 2-hander like this thing, and they kind of go like that, dude, because that's what he does.
Belly putter. Right?
Yeah. How does that help? How is that better than the regular putting?
They think you control your stroke more. That's
I'm though?
Assuming that I couldn't do it, but
I feel like, especially too, if you have like, you know, your hands spread out, like there's so much more like
room for error.
Yeah, dude. Yeah. I don't know, man. I can't really see having like a solid balance, you know? Because, you know, doing the normal regular grip, I feel like the club becomes more of like an extension of your arm and you're able to just kind of pendulum it. But then again, I mean, these guys are better putters than I, so. But I mean, you don't see it very often around the PGA, guys having that that type of grip. So I don't know. Whatever.
Yeah.
I guess we'll see. Not a fan of it. It's a gimmick.
An update from the Barracuda, Tony. Lake Tahoe.
Here we go.
4 points. Currently leading a slew of golfers, including Matthew Fitzpatrick's brother Alex.
Wow.
And then Francisco Molinari's brother Eduardo, as well as grizzled vet Sean O'Hare. So that's what we got so far from the Barracuda. Now, kind of, wrapping up the open conversation here. Biggest surprise for you up to this point?
I mean, honestly, Justin Thomas in the lead is pretty surprising to me. It's tough, dude. I mean, I guess the fact that how
Koepka with a birdie to
bad some golfers are doing. I mean, I can't
specifically.
I guess O'Bear.
Yeah.
It's probably my biggest surprise. Hovland's up there for me too. I didn't think he'd be this poor, doing this poorly. Rory, I would say surprised, yes, but not the most surprised. More surprised that O'Bear's doing this bad than Rory.
For me, I think Rory, just because he played on the European tour for so long. He's played links golf. I know not recently. But, I mean, obviously, other than the Scottish last week, but I'm saying over the years, so I didn't expect to blow up. Like, I'm not saying that I expected him to be the round one leader. Didn't expect 7 over par, though.
I think after this tournament, divorce.
Did you ever see anything further on that, or you're just kind of alluding to that?
Right now, I'm alluding to it. I mean, there's got to be problems, dude. There's problems over there. Yeah. There's got to be, dude.
Yeah, like you don't.
There's no reason why he's doing this. He should be doing this poorly. Like, there's really no reason why.
He just didn't want to give up the bag. I guess.
Seems like he just doesn't want to do anything. He doesn't want to give up anything.
Xander stuck one with inside 10 feet. Tiger here on his second shot. Let's see what we got here. This is on the hill fringe. But a similar position where he made that birdie putt on 2. So we'll see if Tiger can salvage something there. But obviously a precarious situation to be in, Tony.
Final score for him today.
I'm going to stick with it. I said 75. So, and honestly, he's probably going to shoot higher than that.
I was going to say, keeping it under 80.
Yeah, which it's just, I hate that we have to talk like this, you know?
Oh, my God, I know, dude. Who's the guy who was yelling at him?
Colin Montgomery. Who's obviously not in the field.
Yeah, but you think he's like right now watching? He's like, yeah.
He probably, to some extent,
is a little excited about
even though publicly, I'm sure he would say, oh, never, blah, blah, blah. They don't want that.
Love his career, whatever. Montgomery, dude.
Now, obviously we have the second half of the baseball season starting tomorrow. What are you? Anything? I don't know. Just that you're expecting to see, whether it's Mets or league related, or any big surprise, big difference from the first half that we're going to see in the second half here.
Geez. Okay, let's see. I honestly do expect the Mets to somewhat pick up where they left off. Mm-hmm. A team that has a promising looking bullpen and rotation, I suppose, for now. But a team that has offense going, excitement, a glimmer, some pep in their step for sure. I'm expecting to see. I don't want the Mets coming out here flat by any means. In terms of the Yankees, I mean, it's tough, dude. I would still expect for them to continue, I guess you could say, to bounce back a little bit. They have who are they playing? Cleveland? No. Tampa. Oh, wow. Okay, it's a pretty big series to come into the second half of the year, dude. 4-game set at home, though.
At home.
Okay, so we're in the Bronx. That's good. I think if you're the Yankees, you're expecting to take 3 out of 4 there.
Yeah,
that's what I would expect.
What are you expecting the Mets to do
against Miami?
Yeah, sweep.
That's what I expect, to be honest.
Right?
Yeah,
it's a 4-game set.
I think so. Yeah, I think so. We talked about it earlier. Yeah. I'm looking for the sweep from them, dude. I mean, Miami sucks. Give me a break here. And you've been beating bad teams. So, right. I mean, let's freaking go. In terms of around the league, I mean, I don't know. I would expect maybe the Dodgers to take a little bit of a slip, I think, in the second half, maybe.
Arizona challenge them or San Diego?
I mean, the Padres have been, I don't know. The Padres stay status quo. They've been underwhelmingly a 500 team consistently the first half. I think they stick around there for the second half. If any team, I don't know, that would maybe challenge the Dodgers there, maybe Arizona. I mean, we kind of saw it last year too. They were the wild card team. They got it in them. And honestly, I their manager seems to be a good guy. His name is slipping my mind right now.
With the Padres?
No, Diamondbacks.
Oh, that Terry Lavello.
Yeah, he seems like a really nice guy. A guy that not only would I would like to play for, but it seems like younger guys like to play for, which they have a lot of. So I guess maybe I can see them.
Tiger blowing the birdie putt by the hole. Probably 7 feet here to clean up par.
I mean, honestly, dude, how many? I feel like
every putt is blown by the hole.
Blown, yeah. So,
but yeah, you're big on Lavello. You're thinking maybe a run in the second half.
Yeah, I can see that. Maybe Braves taper a little bit.
Braves taper, which is interesting. They've kind of tapered to start. Give me one team under 500 that makes the playoffs.
Under 500. I'm trying to see. I mean, the Cards. I don't want to double check here. I want to say after because they had a nice run.
They're up 4 games.
They're 4 games over. Let's pull up the standings here. Let's get to our trusty ESPN. Let's see. Under 500.
Not too many options.
I mean, honestly, not too many options that would make the playoffs from under 500. I mean, I'm looking at the Rangers right now, but I really honestly don't think so.
DeGrom coming back.
Come on, give me a break. The Reds, no. The Cubs, no.
The Blue Jays, no.
The Padres, no.
Padres are over.
Oh, the Padres are Giants
are under.
The Giants, no.
Cubs have been hot though. Winners of 7 out of 10.
Come on, dude. I mean, even Naga, great, love that. L'Oreal is a solid hitter there, but I don't think they have.
Wait, who?
Is it L'Oreal, right?
Or more Christopher Morel?
Morel, yeah, that's who I was thinking of. Yeah.
Good power.
Yeah, exactly. He's solid. I like to watch him, but I mean, I guess I have to go with the Rangers.
You know, it's funny. I was thinking them, but I'm going to say the Reds. There's some talent there pitching.
Really?
Lodolo, Josh B. Thank you. Ellie De La Cruz. I don't know. I could see Cincinnati. Hasn't had much to cheer about the last couple of years, but I could see them sneaking in as that third wild card.
That would be pretty crazy. To do that. I mean, I guess the race is tight there. So,
and then flip side of this, one team leading the division that will find itself home for October.
Home for October?
Yeah.
That's leading the division. Oh. Seattle.
That is a very good one. The offense is concerning. Houston's been red hot, dude. Losing those last 2 games before the All-Star break overall.
And again, if the Rangers do put some pep in their step, you never know. I guess I'll go with Seattle. The Brewers, I don't think so. The Brewers have honestly surprised me in the way they've been playing, to be honest.
I was thinking about the Brewers, but I'm going to say the Guardians.
That's a good one.
The start has been great. Obviously, they have a 4.5 game lead, but I don't know. I don't know if it's really sustainable.
That division is very interesting.
It is. Kansas City, do they go on a run? Do they add at the deadline? Minnesota as well.
And I feel like last year, like Kansas City was a little bit dead in the water.
Right.
I guess
Seth Lugo, Michael Waka.
Obviously big pieces there for them this
Witt
year
as well.
Bobby Witt, Cole Reagans. But it's interesting. I feel like those 3 teams are kind of neck and neck. They're very competitive and they're good, dude.
Wow, we have some comments here at the end. 1777
memorabilia.
The Padres got the 30 scheduled to end the season. What do you mean no? LOL. Seattle definitely in trouble because Houston's coming.
Yep.
Well, I think we mean no just because of what we've seen over the last couple of years. Obviously, on paper, they should be a lot better team, but they continue to show that they are a 500 team.
Exactly. And I mean that's what they've done the whole first half. I mean, you look at even their last 10 games, they're 4-6. You know, that they've just been exchanging wins and losses every other game. And I don't know. I mean, I understand they have an easy schedule, but I mean, nothing to me is indicative that they're going to go on some type of tear through good teams or even the bad teams, to be honest, that would lead them to, 8-7 games over 500. They're going to be a 500 team.
Missing the par putt plus 3 through 7. Dude. Have the wheels started to come off, Tony?
I think so a little bit, dude. I mean, again, I'm by no means am I, the expert here. It's Tiger. We know the majors. I am major less also. But I mean, when it comes down to putting, I mean, again, I understand, listen, the back, the physicalness, whatever, it's tough to deal with. But I feel like putting is more so like
mental,
right?
Yeah.
Reading the green, keeping a focused head here.
Mm-hmm.
Obviously, he doesn't have that right now. You know,
and he has the shortest hole on the course, so very little room for error coming up. The number 8th par 3, 118 yards. Yeah, this does not look good.
118 yards.
Yeah, postage stamp.
Yeah. I mean, let's go.
So, last question for you. He's +3 through 7. What is the after he walks off the 18th? What are we talking?
Jesus, +3 right now. Conservatively, dude, 5 over, 6 over.
I was gonna say +879.
Oh.
Just under 80. There's no way, Tony.
I know it really
cold
is
and
painful.
And then
the cold. I feel cold right now thinking about it.
Yeah, it's tough. But hey, what are we gonna do, right?
Yeah, I mean, you can just sit back and watch and just hope and pray for the best, and
that's all we could do.
1777 memorabilia.
Yeah, exactly. I heard he's doing a Bob Melvin autograph.
Stop it!
Discounted
Stop it.
Padres hat. Being that he's the Giants manager, Tony. I was gonna do one.
Looks like he has like almost like a Brewers logo. Looks like for his
could be
page.
A Milwaukee fan. I was just checking if there was any changes at the top, but it looks like we are remaining the same here. So,
no changes.
Justin Thomas, your solo leader at -3.
No changes at the top. No changes in the comments, as Matthew Ryan says, Mets suck in all caps.
And he could keep going.
He does. Yankees will dominate,
going.
He says. Yankees world champions, he says.
Ernie Els +9 through 14.
How confident are you in the Yankees win the World Series right now? Percentage, honestly.
I mean, obviously, as currently constituted. I mean, you're somewhere in the middle there because you feel like there's
50
to work on, but there's an opportunity coming up at this deadline as we get closer day by day, minute by minute. So if you get one reliever and one impact bat, then I feel full force. Let's go. But that's what they need to do.
It's gonna be a great deadline, and I'm interested to see what the Yankees do, what the Mets do.
Yeah.
I think we could be looking at perhaps a different Mets team.
Yeah. So let's see what happens. And of course tomorrow break down these weekend series coming up for both New York teams, getting frenzy going.
Yes.
And of course recap day 1, a full recap of day 1 of the Open Championship, the 152nd playing at Royal Troon. But we'd like to thank everybody for tuning in today and continuing to comment, like, and subscribe. All of the archives on the YouTube page, Tony, Michael, Renee, and Jay in costume, the merch at downtimetv.com. We want everybody to enjoy the day, enjoy the golf, and we will see you mañana.
Let's go, Tiger.
Hey guys, Tony here from Downtime TV checking in. I want to thank all our fans out there who's been liking, subscribing, sharing our content. You guys are the best. You guys are our bloodline. You make us love what we do. Thanks again.